Good morning. How is everyone today? I am just sharing this out to everybody that normally paints with me so that you guys can join me. I'm excited. This morning we're going to do something a little different. I know we normally do an ACEO, but because we are getting close to Valentine's Day, which is on Saturday, I want to be sure and get my card done that I'm going to print out for the people that I want to give Valentines to. So I'm going to paint one today. We're going to do a Valentine's Day card. And I'm going to make sure that I have those ready for all of my people who are getting a card from me. So we're going to do that this morning. So I hope that you guys are excited about that. I did get the horse uploading started on my Tube of You channel. For those of you who are wanting the replay on the horse, he is currently uploading as we speak. So by the time I get off of here, he will be ready to go for you guys. And then that leaves me just the dragon and the peacock left. I didn't realize I had not uploaded him. So he is, the replay for him is currently being uploaded right now. So if you guys missed this one, then know that he's on his way to the World Wide Web. All right. Hopefully, so we're going to do, like I said, we're going to do a Valentine's Day card today. So it's going to be a little different than what we normally do. And that is simply because I have a couple of people that I want to give Valentine's Day cards to. And so I wanted to make sure that, I don't know. Yeah, I wanted to make sure that I had an image that I could paint for that. So that is what we're going to be doing today. So we're going to be using this morning the Funto cards, or any card that you want for Valentine's Day. Let me just make sure that I have these. Here they are right here. So these are what I am going to be using this morning. Now, these cards come in a 2-pack. I'm just going to pull them out for you guys so you can see. They come in a pack of 25, but you get 2 packs of them, which means you get 50 total cards, and you get envelopes for them as well. So you get 50 watercolor cards in that pack right there. They're 5x7 in size, and you get the envelopes to go with them. So that is what we're using today for our card making. Now, if you don't want to do a card and you just want to make this an ACEO, you can do that as well. You don't have to make this, it doesn't have to be a card, what we do today, but, or if you want to, if you have the meet-in paper, which is what we normally use, you can use a full sheet of this and make this and then put it on top of a card if you choose to. But this is what they look like. They're watercolor cards, and they have they have 25 cards and 25 envelopes in them. And so I wanted to get my card done, because what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do one, and then I'm going to print that onto the other ones. So one lucky person will get my original. And then the rest of my people are going to get printed versions of the same card. So I have like 4 or 5 people, you know, my grandkids and my daughter and, you know, people like that, my mom. So, so that's what we're going to do today. We're going to be working on a Valentine's Day card that we can give to someone. Or if you want to, you can make it in the ACEO size. Okay, you can do it like this. We'll just do it horizontally, because it's going to be a wider little design. And you can do it that way too. It doesn't matter. You can make it a card, however you want to do it. I am making it a card. Okay. Good morning, Stacy Lee. How are you? So as everybody is hopping in, I just want to remind everybody that if you missed the replay for the tutorial for the little, I called him a horse, but then he ended up looking more like a donkey. So I don't know what he is, but horse donkey. It is currently uploading to my tube of view as we speak. So yay, Jamie, you made it on time. Hey, Talia, good morning. I'm excited to have you painting with us this morning with all your new fun stuff. Let's see. Hey, Angel, good morning, good morning. All right, so we are going to, again, just really quickly for anybody who's come in the room, we're going to be doing a tutorial on a Valentine's card this morning. Normally we do an ACEO, like I said, and we have a whole list we're working through on different things. And I do have the hummingbird picture ready for our next ACEO. We'll probably do that tomorrow. But today I wanted to do a Valentine's Day card because I wanted to have time to print them tomorrow and get them ready in the envelopes for the people I'm going to give Valentine's to, since Saturday is Valentine's Day. So that is what we're going to be doing today, and I will show you guys the inspiration pick for that is right here. So this is what we are going to do today for our Valentine's Day card. So you can screenshot it now. I'll show you again before we get started, but this is our inspiration picture for today. So we're going to be doing a cute little just Valentine's Day card. Simple, easy. Well, you know what happens when I say it's simple and easy, right? Remember, it gets hard and difficult when I say that. So I'm not going to say it's simple and easy, but this is uploading currently to my tube of view. The only other two that are not uploaded are these two. So if you've missed the tutorials for them, they will be going up. Hopefully by this afternoon, I will have the dragon and the peacock done. All of these that we've done, all the rest of these are all up there for you guys to enjoy. This would be a cute Valentine's Day card too. So I might scan this and enlarge it and make a few cards like this as well. And this one also, which is the gnome. So I might scan him too and make him a Valentine's Day card because he's cute. So I have a few ACEOs that I can scan and enlarge because I do a 300 DPI scan. So it makes them, I'm able to enlarge them if I need to. So, all right. Let's talk about what we're going to use today. Now, I was considering gouache this morning, but because this is going to be my Valentine's Day card and I'm still not very good at the gouache, I've used it a couple times off camera and it's just I'm struggling with it. But I really want to get good at it. But I don't want to use it for my card because I don't want to mess it up. So we'll do that another time. We're going to use our Meeden paints today as normal. So first we're going to use the Funto cards, which I showed you earlier. Okay, so if you're looking for a good card paper, this Funto blank watercolor cards, they come in a 5x7 card, okay? And this is the same paper that is in their journals. So it is incredibly amazing. I love this paper, and I love their journals. So if you like the Funto journals like this, then you will love these cards because the paper is the same. So it comes with 5x7. It comes with 25 cards in a pack, and it comes with 25 envelopes. And then it comes with 2 packs. So you get 50 total cards and envelopes. So that is what we're going to be using for our cards today. And then we will be using the Meeden paint set, which is right here. Hang on, let me find it. Oh, goodness. All right, we're going to be using this set right here. This is the 96 color watercolor set by Meeden. It does have a fold out palette for mixing that folds in when you're done with it. It detaches so that you can use it for whatever you need to. It comes with 48 of your primary and secondary colors, lightest to darkest, so that you can learn to shade really easily. Thank you for the Heart Me Mom. And then you're going to get your 30 metallics, which we used the metallics last night for the peacock, and they are amazing. And then you get 12 macaroons, and you get 6 neons. You get a brush and a pencil, an eraser, and 2 art sponges. It all fits down in this little case right here, so you can carry it, store it, whatever you want to do. Thank you, Stacy Lee, for the Heart Me. It is the best, hands down, my favorite watercolor palette of all the ones that I have. And I have some expensive palettes, you guys, but thank you for the popular, Stacy Lee. But I do not, like you can see, I use this all the time. I've used it a ton. I use it every single day without fail. And it is still my very favorite palette. And it still has plenty of paint in it because it lasts. You don't have to use a ton because it's really creamy and buttery. So you don't have to use a whole bunch of this to get really bright colors. You can see that in all of the art that we've done up to this point, how bright and vibrant the colors are in this palette. They are beautiful, beautiful colors. And even without the colored pencils, you can see the beauty of the colors of this palette. Let me pull some that doesn't have, none of these have colored pencils, but look how bright and beautiful these colors are. That one has a colored pencil. But see, this one doesn't, and it's really beautiful. So just know that this palette really does, you don't have to use a ton of paint because you get really bright colors with it. Okay. Hold on, guys. I'm going to put my phone on Do Not Disturb. Hang on one second. Really bright colors with it. Okay. Hold on, guys. I'm going to put my phone on Do Not Disturb. Hang on one second. Sorry about that. I have to do that because I get tons of calls. So how does the Funto paper compare to the medium paper? Which do you like best? Okay, Samantha, honestly, I love them both. Roughly the same. The difference is the Funto paper is a little bit more, let me just pull it out so you can see the difference because I want you to be able to see. The texture is a little different. This is the meat-in texture. It's beautiful. I love it. This is my favorite paper, hands down my favorite paper. If they had a 5x7 card set, I'd be using this because I love, love, love it. And it is absolutely hands down my favorite paper. But also, it absorbs a little bit quicker, so you have to use a little more water with this paper because you don't have as long of a working time on this paper. It absorbs really fast. So I did have to I had a little bit of a learning curve with this. This does not absorb quite as fast, but so it gives you more working time. The texture is a little different. You can see that the texture is not quite as compact. So it's much more noticeable texture. It's very smooth on the inside. So if you're going to paint on the inside of these cards, it's like the journals the bigger journals they have that have the smoothness on one side, has the texture on one side, and has the smoothness on the other. See, this is nice and smooth. So it's like this journal right here, the 5x7 or the 5 by whatever it is. I can't remember. It's like 8 by 5 or something. Let me see. It's 8.5 by 5.5 is the size of that journal. Now this, again, these cards are very similar to the paper that are in their journals. So I like that. But again, honestly, they both have good features about them, but I can tell you that these don't absorb as quickly, so you have more working time. And so if I'm doing more of a loose watercolor style, this is better for me. If I'm doing a very specific, like I do with my ACOs, where I have very specific detailed work, then the medium paper is better. So Hopefully that helps. It's really hard for me to explain because the differences are very small and very minute differences on why I like one over the other. And I don't really like one over the other. I like them both the same, but for different reasons. Okay. I am going to show you guys the brushes we're going to be using next, which are the medium brushes. And we'll probably use some detail brushes too, but we probably won't need too many detail brushes today, just simply because we're doing kind of a main, you know, like a fairly, I don't want to use the word simple, guys, because that always bites me in the rear end. But simple, we're going to try to do a simple. The Peaches, you haven't missed anything yet. We haven't even started. You're good. So the larger paper is which one I missed? Oh, okay. Sorry. This is the Funto paper. It is actually the Funto card set that I'm using today because we're going to do a Valentine's Day card, which is, I don't always do that. Normally we do ACEOs, but today we're doing something a little bit different. This is the paper that I'm using today. It is the Funto blank watercolor cards. They're 5x7. You get 25 in a box plus the envelopes that go with them, but then you get 2 boxes. Okay. So you get 2 boxes. So you get a total of 50 cards and 50 envelopes. It's a really good product to have on hand if you like to make cards. I like to hand paint my cards. So I keep these on hand so I can just hand paint a card whenever I need to. Even if it's something really quick and simple, the fact that you stop and take time to hand paint something for someone, they notice that stuff. People notice that stuff. So, so that's what we're going to be using today as far as the paper goes. All right. Now we're going to be using the Meeden brushes. Okay. Those are these right here. I have the 1, 3, 5, and 7. I have the 4 brush set. They do make a 9 brush set, but the 4 brush set is, has been fine for me. And these do not rust. The ferrule stays nice and tight so they don't shed. They are built so that they reduce hand fatigue if you're painting for a long, long time. They're short so you can control your strokes. And they hold a ton of water because they're synthetic squirrel hair. So these brushes right here are a professional brush set, but they are not going to break the bank. They are a professional brush set at a decent price. So if you're looking to find a really good brush set that's not going to break the bank, this is the set to have. And they work amazingly well, and they will upgrade your art super quickly. As soon as I switched to a good set of brushes, my art totally changed. So if you don't have a good set of brushes, this is the one I would recommend. And again, if you like more sizes than just the 4, they do make a 9 brush set as well. For those of you that want to follow it in a card style, you can just use 1 sheet of the Meeden paper and fold it in half. Yep, that's true, Jamie. Thank you. Thank you for that. Yes, you can. And, or you can use the... you can use a full sheet of the Meeden paper, and then you can put it on top of a 5x7 card and just trim the edges just a little bit so that it's got like a border to it, like I did my Christmas cards. So I think I might even have some in here. No, I don't think I have any left from Christmas. I think I sent them all out. But you can do it similar to this. Let me show you. I have one in here that I did. This was one that I did a watercolor on. So I just added it to a card and made a watercolor card with this. So you can do it like that. I mean, you can make this card however you want to, if you want to do it in a card style. Okay. So, or you can just do it as an ACEO and do it small. That's fine too. However you want to do it. Okay. All right. And I know this isn't what my normal tutorials are, you guys, but I really wanted to get this card done so that I could get them printed and stuff for tomorrow. So that's what we're going to do this morning. Now, the other thing that we will be using, if we need it, are the golden maple detail brushes, which I normally keep hanging right in front of me on my desk. And for some reason, they are not there, and I don't know what I did with them. We used them last night. And oh, here they are. Sorry, guys. I didn't really, last night, it was kind of late when we got off, so I did clean up some, but I didn't really clean up my desk as much as I should have, so. All right, these are the Golden Maple brushes. They are detail brushes. You get your rounds, you get your liners, you get your flats, you get your angled brushes, and even a fan brush if you need it. So they are all in here. It's 20 different detail brushes, and they are amazing. They don't rust either, and they are also made to reduce hand fatigue. So these brushes are excellent, and just want you guys to, if you're looking for a good detail brush set, to consider this one because it's a really good one. It comes with a case as well. And y'all, I forgot to go out there and grab those earrings that I was going to send to our winner from last night. So maybe I will do that before before the live's over with. I can run to the back. I have a little area in the back of my studio where I keep all of my stuff, and I can go back there and grab something. Hopefully, if not, I promise I will show you guys when I grab them, because they're going to go out today. So if nothing else, I'll just put a little congratulations to the winner video up on my page. Okay. Let's see. We're also going to be using, I'm going to use the Grabby multi-liners today. Thank you so much for that, Heart Me Show and Tell Creations. I appreciate it so much. Vega, thanks for the Heart Me. I appreciate that, you guys. You guys are awesome. I'm so thankful for all of you guys who support me and give me gifts and all the things. Like, it's really makes me very pleased to be part of this community. Okay, so we have, let's see. Good morning, Rhonda. DePeaches, you've watched my lives for 100 minutes. Yay, thank you so much. All right, I appreciate that. Okay. We're going to be using the Grabby multi-liners today. They are right here. Okay, they come in, there's 20 of them in the set. You get all of your black ones and you get your colored ones. You get them all in these sizes, including your 005 and your 003, which are my favorite sizes. You can also use any of the microns as well if you choose to. You just need something that's waterproof. Okay, the Grabby multi-liners, I love. They're waterproof. They come in all the sizes, plus they come in the colors. So we're going to use those today. Now, make him bloom. Look at all of that. Yes, tap, 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 tap. Okay. Let's see. Well, Laurel, I promise you that is this space right here is the only part of my studio right now that's organized. I'm like, that's how far I've gotten this year. Okay, because I'm working on that. I do well, I take that back. I have this shelf right here that, while it doesn't look organized, it is. And other than the few things I have up here that I've just pulled, and then my paper right here, that's organized. And that's not paper, sorry, that's my vinyl. So but everything else is a complete hot mess. So believe me, you don't want to see the rest of my studio just yet, but it's getting there. I'm working on it every day. I do something every single day to make it more organized. That's my goal, is to do one thing every day in my studio to make it organized until it gets to where I want it to be. So you do, Stacey Lee? Yep, that's a cool container. It's down here in my shopping cart. If you guys are looking for something that is to organize like vinyl or paper or anything like that, this right here is the cart, that color cart that I had. That's what this is, this Costway storage cart. You can get it in the clear, you can get it in white, you can get a double one, you can get a single one, however you want to. I got the one that's colored because I wanted to be able to separate my colors out. But this is a really good little storage cart to have for paper or for vinyl. And that's what I use it for my vinyl. And they are amazing. So yeah, they work great, don't they, Jamie? Yep. Love, love, love. Laurel, 400 minutes. Oh my goodness, that's amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so the other thing that we're going to use today is the Nick Pro pencil set. This is what we will use for drawing. So for those of you who are looking to do sketches or you do a lot of sketching, this is the sketch kit that I recommend. I love this sketch kit because it has your 0.5, 0.7, 0.9, and all of your 2.0s. You get all of your lead hardnesses, you get erasers, you get a kneaded eraser, you get colored pencils, you get your small erasers. Like everything that you need to sketch effectively is in this kit. And I absolutely love it so much. And it stays in this little case, so I can just take it with me wherever I go, which I do. It goes down in my bag every time I leave the house. I never leave the house without this and without my fun-toed journal, just in case I need to sketch something. And I also oftentimes take my Archer and Olive Draw Your Day journal as well, because I draw my day. Yay, Mansfield, yours arrived today. Yay. Cool. I'm so excited for you. You're going to love it. So this set, the reason I like to do a mechanical pencil is because it keeps your lines consistent. So if you want consistent width in your lines, you will want to use a mechanical pencil, because as the lead goes down, it doesn't widen out. When you use a regular pencil, the lead does get wider as it dulls, and therefore your lines get wider as you draw. The only way your lines get wider with a mechanical pencil is if you change sizes. So if I go from an 05 to an 07, this is going to be a wider lead. If I go from an 05 to an 09, it's going to be a significantly wider lead, and so forth. And then when you get up to the 2.0, you'll know it's very significantly wider. So you're going to have a lot more consistency if you use mechanical pencils for your drawings, as opposed to using sorry, I got to get this in here, as opposed to using a regular pencil. Okay, and I can demonstrate the importance of that when I was working on this lion right here. I wanted to make sure that these were consistent in their width, and then I used the 0.7. I used the 0.5 for the hair and the 0.7 for the whiskers, so the whiskers would stand out a little bit more. But they're all consistent because I used the mechanical pencil instead. If I had used this, some of these lines would be wider and some of them would be thinner, depending on when I've sharpened my pencil. So consistency, if you want consistency in your drawings, then this is important. Using a mechanical pencil is an important option. Okay. Now, let's see. The other thing that we're going to use is, we'll probably use some colored pencils today as well. And I'm going to use the Watercolor colored pencil set. It's 240 pencils, and you get all of your primary. You get every primary family of color, plus you get your grays and blacks, and then you get your neutrals. They come in trays like this. Okay, and they come in a tin to keep them organized, in a metal tin that keeps them organized. And this is the blue palette, and I have so many options of blue. Look at the amazing options I have of the blue. So having a ton of options for your colors so that you can shade really well is very, very important. So I love having a ton of options. So you get a tray of all of your primary colors, and then you get a tray of neutrals and a tray of blacks and grays, which is, used frequently as well. So that is the colored pencils that we'll be using. They are soft core. And if you do not understand the need for having options for colors, I want to show you why I like to have options. So this is a paper this is a sheet, one of the coloring pages that I did or I'm working on. And you can see here, I had 3 green options. I had a medium, a dark, and a light option. And here I had 5 different greens that I used in this one. I didn't have as many options in this set. This was my 72 color set. And this was my 240 color set. So I had many more options of greens to choose from. So I could go, instead of a light, medium, and dark, I was able to go light, and then light medium, and then medium, and then medium dark, and then dark. And so it changes the blend tremendously when you have more options of colors. The same thing with the orange here. I had a light and a dark in orange, I think. I don't even think I had a medium orange in this one, if I remember correctly. But here I had multiple oranges to choose from, so I could blend it out much smoother and cleaner than here. Okay. They're both great. Like I love my 72 color set. Y'all don't get me wrong. That set, the quality of those pencils is amazing. It's my So Color set. And that is right here. I'll just pin it for you guys so you can see. This was my first colored pencil set. I used it for over 3 years. The price point on this 72 color set is amazing. And if you don't feel like you need 240 colors, this is a great set to have, and I love it. Okay, so do not get me wrong when I say, 72 versus 240. The only difference is as I got better at blending, I learned that I needed more color options. And so when I decided to get more color options, this is what happened to my blending style. I was able to blend so much differently because I have more options now. So that's the only, it's not that either one of those sets is better than the other. It's just that there are more color options in that set than the 72 color set. So that's the difference. Okay. All right. So that is why I like the bigger set. Okay. All right. So we're going to be doing a Valentine's card today. This is going to be the card that I'm going to do prints of for my Valentine's cards that are going to go out to all of my people that I like to give Valentine's cards to. Okay. So that's what we're doing today. Let me show you guys the inspiration photo for this. It is right here. This is this is an AI image. I did tell it to use my style, show me, do a Valentine's card that is Valentine's flowers and plants, and to make it fun but also beautiful. And so this is what the image that it gave me. I like it, and I think that it turned out really cute. So this will be the Valentine's card that we're going to paint today. So if you guys need to screenshot it, thank you, Christy Lee. Thank you for the heart me. Go ahead and screenshot that now. And take your time to screenshot it so you have it as we're drawing it out. Christy Lee, did you ask me a question a while ago that I answered, or did I not answer it? I saw your question come through, had the intentions of answering it, and then now I can't remember if I did, because I'm incredibly neurodivergent, and that's what happens when you have a brain that runs around. What was the question again? I'm so sorry. All right, go ahead and take your screenshots. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, so that's what we're going to be doing. And I'm so sorry I missed that question. I mean, I didn't miss it. It slipped my mind that, thank you for the friendship necklace, Stacy Lee. And I didn't answer it, and I can't remember what it was now. Let me go scroll up and see if I can find it. Sorry, I'm looking for it. Well, must have been way up here. Oh, here it is. Oh, the printer. Okay. Okay, so here is the printer that I use is the Canon Pixma. And it is the, hang on 1 second. It's the Canon Pixma 6820. Hang on, let me move these alpha here because I'm working on my taxes. It's got my tax information on it. It's the Canon Pixma IX6820, and it's a large format printer, and it prints up to 13 inches wide and 19 inches long. So you get big poster size. But also it prints way, way down to even ACEO sizes as well. And then this is my printer that I use for my scanning. It is the Epson Workforce 7710, and that's where I scan all of my stuff, so I can do high resolution scans of my paintings. So hopefully that helps from a printer standpoint. And then the other thing you were asking about was the patches that I use for menopause, and that is the Kind patches. And I will put them, hang on one second, I will show you. This is actually the one that I use. This bundle is what I use. It's called the All Day Menopause Bundle, and it is just one second, I gotta find it for you. It's right here. I just added it just so you could see it. I'll pin it right there. It's the All Day Menopause Bundle. It's 3 different ones. And so that is the bundle that I use right there. And that's actually, there is an actually they gave me a flash sale code, I think. Hang on one second. Let me see what the flash sale code is. It may give you some money off too. Let's see. Looks like, yeah, $25.50. So it dropped it down a little bit. So there's and that's for all 3, and that's a 30-day supply. So if you guys are looking for that flash, I put that flash sale code on, and it'll last 20 minutes. So if you grab that bundle in the next 20 minutes, you'll get it for that $25.50 price. And that one comes with I think it comes with, it's the Mood. Hang on and I'll tell you, because they're in the house, or I would show you. I mean, I have them on my arm, but they don't say what they are on the thing. So, it comes with the Mood patches. It comes with the Dream patches and the Menopause patches. The Dream patches is the, is like the, hang on one second. I think it's the melatonin. Yeah. So anyway, that's my, that's what I use. I love it. It does wonders for me. Remember that everybody's different. I always say that because I'm a nutritionist. So, I believe strongly in the value of supplementing, what we don't necessarily get in our food, because our food is kind of crazy. But also I believe in a balanced lifestyle as well. But, I truly, truly have really been impressed with how these patches work. So if you guys are going through that phase of life like I am, then I'm crazy. I just have been, I've tried over the last 2 years, I've tried so many products to try to help me with my menopause stuff. And it has been so hard. And these have really done wonders for me. So I tell everybody about them. I've told my sister, and I've told my sister-in-law and all my friends. I'm like, you should try these if you're having issues with that, because they've been so helpful for me. So it does make and bloom. It sucks so bad. Angel, yes, I am a nutritionist. Actually, my degree is in exercise physiology and nutrition community health. I have a double major, and that is what I did for years and years, was nutrition and exercise physiology. I was a gymnastics coach for 35 years, and then I was also a private, I took private clients for nutrition and exercise physiology consults. So I did exercise prescriptions, and I did nutrition consults. So, Jamie, it is not fun, let me tell you. It has been the absolute worst part of getting older for me. I don't care about the wrinkles. I don't care about any of that stuff. But I have lost muscle mass. I have these horrible hot flashes. I had, I have had massive weight gain, even though I'm a runner and run marathons, but I put on so much, just so much, lbs in, over the last 5 years that I've been going through menopause. So it's been really hard for me. And this has truly helped me a lot. So, the muscle loss is what has really affected me more than anything else. It has been very, very difficult. So, Angel, absolutely you can. Yeah. If you have any nutrition questions or you need some advice on anything, feel free to DM me. I'm happy to answer those questions for you. So yeah, and I do, it's so funny that this is my art live, but I do lives with these patches. And I have flash sales for them. The company sends me flash sales because that is my other kind of, forte. So if you guys, have any questions or any of that, feel free to, reach out to me. I'm happy to help you guys with that. But I do highly recommend these. So like I said, that flash sale's going. It's like 15 more minutes on that flash sale. So if you want to save some money and you want to grab that bundle, feel free to do that. I'm going to unpin it and move on with art. But if you guys have any questions, you can ask. Feel free to do that. Let's see. All right. So we're going to go back into the Meeden palette. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started and draw. You are so welcome, Angel, so much. Yep, no problem at all. And thank you for asking that question, Christy, because I know a lot of us are kind of in that same phase of life. And so if I can help in that area, because that is my background, I'm happy to do that. And I'm glad that you asked that question. So okay, let's see. Let me get back in my train of thought for art. Okay, we're going to start with our pencils. I'm going to show you, I already showed you guys the picture, right? I did. So we are going to go ahead and get started on this. I'll get you guys on the overhead view so that you guys can see this from a better angle. And we are going to do this. I just want to make sure y'all are high enough up that you can see the whole thing. So let me lift it up some. Oh, goodness. All right, there we go. Okay. I'm going to mark my table so I know where to keep this. Okay. All right, let's get going on getting our drawing started. We're going to go ahead and start with the bases of our, I want to make sure I'm still in the screen. Okay. We're going to get started with the bases of our pots first, so that we kind of know where to go from there. So I'm going to go make sure I'm staying in my lines here. Okay, we're going to go under, and we're just going to kind of make like a smiley face, but a very thin smiley face. Okay, on all three of our pots. Okay, and that's going to give us that. Somebody was asking about my playlist too. Sorry. Did you get a big enough suitcase to take me? Right? My suitcase is little. Sorry, Stacy Lee. So you were asking about my playlist. It is called Bible. It is called Bible Study Music, and I just simply typed it in Spotify Bible Study Music, and this is the list that comes up. And it's on my Spotify. So if you look me up on there, you can find it. Okay, so now, yes, Talia. I couldn't remember who it was. Anyway, it's Bible study music, and I just typed it in Bible study music on Spotify, and that's what this is the list that it gave me, and I've been using it for years. I mean, I don't even know. It's a public playlist, and the playlist is by, if you want to write this down because it doesn't make any sense. It's ROXYKYRYLYUK. And it's a public playlist called Bible Study Music. So, that is who it's by. So if you need me to say that again, just let me know and I'll do it again for you. Okay. All right, let's go ahead. And now our pots are going to kind of come out and in, or not in, but just out like this, but they're kind of rounded on the sides. So we're going to kind of make these rounded edges like this. Okay. Let me get my eraser, because I always manage, when I do pots, I always manage to get one side wonky, and I need it to be uniform, so. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to make a little lip out like this and like this. Okay. And we're going to bring this kind of down slightly, kind of like a little thin smile. And we're going to bring that lip up. We're going to kind of round your corners and bring it up like that. Okay. And then we're going to bring it, again, we're going to do that thin smile. So it's a very small little dip. And then we're going to connect those around like this. And like a frowny face. Okay. And that is going to be the pot for our first flower. Okay, our flower is going to come up out of the pot. And we are going to make our heart. Whoops. Okay. Okay. Everybody got it? And then we'll, of course, have our leaves come up here, but we'll do those with our brush. We're going to use our Fumi brushes today to make our leaves because they make great leaves, and I'll show you guys how that works. All right, so now we're going to do this one. Now, this one's a little bit thinner, so let's make it a little bit less, it was too wide. So let me go ahead and make that a little bit smaller. Okay, and we're going to go, same thing we did on that. We're going to go up and up like that. And this time we're going to do scalloped. Kind of like a jelly jar, if that makes sense. And then around. Okay. And then we're going to have our plants come up, and they're just going to branch out. like that. And we're going to add our hearts on that. Okay. Yes, unjudgmental, I surely do. All of this goes on to my Tube of You channel. Matter of fact, the horse that we just did 3 days ago is going up as we speak. It's uploading right now. That's this one right here. And then I still have these 2 left to go. These 2 have not been uploaded yet, but they hopefully will go up today. I'm a little bit behind because over the weekend I normally upload and I didn't get a lot of them done this weekend that I should have. So you can always catch the replays there. All right, let's see. Now we're going to move on to our other one. And this one is a little bit wider. So we're going to bring that out a little bit more and make it wide. Okay. And again, we're going to bring that just kind of a thin little smile. So it just dips just a little bit. And we're going to bring it out and around and out and around. And again, that thin smile. And then connect all the way around. Okay. And this one is going to be another one of the large hearts. I'm going to make it shorter just for aesthetic purposes. Big heart. Does anybody else have trouble making their heart symmetrical? Am I the only one? All right. Okay, so that's the base of our drawing right there. I think it looks good. Now we're going to be adding a lot of detail and all that kind of stuff as we go, but that's going to be our base. So let's go ahead and use our kneaded eraser and get these harsh lines out of the way. So I need to warm it up. It's a little cold in here today. And just roll it over. To get the harsh lines to go away. It's rare that I do things this large, so. Okay, so that just lightens up our lines. Okay. All right. This one's still a little bit dark. Okay. So we have our lines kind of erased and we are, oops, sorry, hit the thing. I'm not used to this overhead being here. All right, kind of erasers. It's called a kneaded eraser, Charlene. And it's kind of like, it's kind of like clay almost. It comes in a little, comes like this. Let me put this up there for you guys. this pencil set right here, it comes with one, the pencil set that we used to draw with. But it comes like this. It's like clay. And you just simply use it to roll over your paper, and it kind of picks up the harsh lines. So, but you can get them on the Zon also, just the erasers in packs of several at a time. So, but it's called kneaded eraser. Okay. Christy Lee, thank you for the heart puff. I'm so sorry I missed that. I just now saw it come through. Okay. Any questions before we move on? We're going to start adding some color to this. All right, let's move on. We are going to be using the Meeden brushes and the Meeden paint set. So this is what we will be doing. All right, so what we're going to do, I'm going to go ahead and pull this first section of paint right here, this one out of my set, and it is the, hang on, let me find, it is this, the section that has the lemon yellow, the pale magenta, crimson, black tea, and Barbie pink, and permanent yellow. Okay, so that's what we're going to be using for the hearts. We might use some other reds, but currently that's what I'm going to be doing. Okay, so what I want to do first is I want to get, actually, let me pull the, I'm going to pull this one that has the bisque in it too. This is one of the macaroons that has this bisque color, because we're going to be mixing a bisque color to make kind of like that off-white color that we're looking for. Okay, so we're going to take some white, and we're going to take a little bit of the bisque. And we're going to mix it to where you get kind of an off-white color. Okay. And we're going to do the whole thing in that color first. Okay. So go ahead and just paint in the entire pot with that off-white color. Okay, and you will see, if you're using this paper, you will definitely notice the difference in the absorption rate. You have so much more working time with this paper than you do. So you don't have to work so fast. You kind of have a little bit more time. Not that you have to work fast with the Meeden paper, because you don't, because you can always add more water to it. But it's just that you don't have to go in and add more water as often with this as you do the Meeden paper, because it gives you a little bit more working time. So, all right, so we have that. So we're going to go ahead and take a little bit of that, of the dark burnt umber over here, and we're going to add just a few shadows right here in the corner with that. Not too much, because it's really dark, and also this inside. So the inside of that pot is going to be, we're doing this while it's wet, because we want to have that color that we mixed as our base, so that we end up with a good cohesive color that matches. Okay, now you're going to rinse your brush, dry it off, and go right under here and clean this line up, and then spread this kind of out to where it's not super dark. You just have shadows. Okay. Okay. Now we're going to dry that, because we're going to get our stripes going. Okay. All right, so now what we want to do is we want to make sure that we have our stripes going across here, and we want them to kind of dip with the curvature of the pot, okay? So you don't want it to be too straight. So I'm going to use the red, and I'm going to put it right here, and I'm going to mix it with this pink, this Barbie pink, so that we have, oh, don't get on there. Look at that. I don't know how I managed to not get that all over my paper. Okay, now we're going to take that same color that we made for the base of our pot right here, and we're going to add that in to this. And the reason we're doing that is because it's going to make it a more cohesive color. You always want to have that base be the same color all the time with all the colors you're using to make it cohesive. So, and now we are going to, let's see, start our stripes. I'm going to go right up underneath. Oh, that's too much water. Make sure you don't have too much on. I'm going to go underneath here and just follow that line. Clean this up on the edge. Okay. And then we're going to do the same thing underneath it. We're going to go and follow the curvature of the pot. Okay. Oh, I have a piece of hair. Hang on. It's going to drive me crazy. There we go. I think I got it. Yeah. Okay. 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 All right, let's do it again. And again, we follow the curvature. And we make sure that that curve is showing so that it doesn't look so flat. Okay. Same thing underneath it again. All right. Okay, and we're going to leave the base because we're going to go back in and do some shadowing there. So we're going to leave our stripes just like that. Okay. And then what we're going to do next is we are going to dry this off. And we are going to add in some water to the bottom, right here in this bottom section. We're going to use that same burnt umber to add in just a little color on the edges and across the bottom. Just use the tip of your brush. Dry your brush and then spread it out. Okay, so you have just a little bit of shadowing. Okay, same thing on the next stripe, on that next off-white stripe. Just add a little bit of water to the sides this time because we're just doing the sides. And add a little bit of the brown into the sides, just like that. Dry your brush. Just clean it up however you need to. I don't have to clean up much because I didn't put a whole lot. Okay, you just want to have a little bit of shadowing in the edges of those off-white stripes. So you just put a little bit of clear water in there, and then you add a little bit of the burnt umber color. And let the water do the work for you. Let the water spread it. If you need to control it, dry your brush and just dip in like that. Okay. Y'all, that hair is bothering me. Why does it keep coming back? Let me see. I thought I got it and I didn't. Okay, I think I got it that time. Okay, so just a little bit of shadowing. And then same thing on the edges here. Honestly, we could have done this before and done it all the way down before we did the pink. It probably would have been a little more cohesive if we had done it that way. That's a lesson learned. Whoops. But you guys know I never have a plan. I just take a guess at it. So, okay. So there we have our stripes. So let's go ahead and dry those up. Okay, now we are going to switch to our Grabby Multiliner Brown. And I'm going to go kind of along the edge here with that brown. Very light touch. And just kind of give it that outline that it needs. Okay. And then I like the way you can enlarge it on. I don't enlarge it. Oh, you can enlarge it. Okay, I was confused. I was like, I can't. Yeah, that's nice. And I'm only doing this so that I can kind of have a guide for some shadowing that I'm going to do next. And I didn't want it to be black, so. Okay, so now I'm going to put that back. And we are going to go back to our watercolor. Remember, these pens that I just used are waterproof, so they're not going to smear. And I can put water over them, which is what we're going to do next. We are going to take our edges all the way down. I'm going to just put water all the way. Oh, I don't want to do that. Nope, that's not what we're going to do, guys. Sorry, I don't want to mess that up. We'll do that with, let's do that with the detail brush. Let's try this again. Hi, Dynamite. How are you? All right, let's move on to, let's get the detail brushes out, because if I do it with the bigger brush, it's going to mess it up. So I'm going to use the 18/0 short liner. This is my favorite brush out of the set. I use it all the time. And we're going to take that pink that we did. Okay. And we're going to give some shading to the edges. Okay, so we're just darkening up the edges just a little bit. We might even need to add a little bit more red in it. I'm going to add some of this red right here into this to get a little bit darker. Because I want there to be a contrast. I might even just use straight up red. There we go. Okay, so what we're doing is, I'm gonna move this out of the way so I can move my card around. Shoot, I don't even know where I'm gonna put it, y'all. Just bringing out some of those shadows on the sides. Now, I got a little bit out of line there, which is par for the course for me. I'm going to add some clear water and try to get that gone. There we go. Okay, one thing about watercolor is you can definitely clean up your messes, and I love that about watercolor. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do the same thing to these edges right here. So I'm going short and then long on the tops and bottom. Just darkening them up just a tad. Very light touch, guys. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing with this brown. Let's use the, use that dark brown, which is the burnt umber. Okay, and we're going to do that same thing. Okay, and we're going to bring in those corners. It's kind of dark, so lighten it up by adding more water to it so it's not super dark. Remember, you can pick up some of that color if you need to by drying your brush. That way you're not stuck with that really dark color like I did at the beginning. Okay. All right. Same thing. Remember, we're using this darker brown, but we're lightening it up by adding water to our tray and getting it, you know, more saturated. Okay. I don't have a bird. That's a bird that sits outside my window every morning and chirps. Hey, Dana, how are you? Yeah, the bird is not in the music. The bird is outside my window. It sits outside my window and chirps almost every morning. Happy, happy bird. That's what happens when you live in the middle of the woods. Because I definitely do. We live out in the middle of nowhere land. It's beautiful outside today. It is absolutely gorgeous, Dana. It's sunshiny and cool. I think it's probably mid-70s maybe. Maybe even a little bit cooler than that. Might be upper 60s, but yeah, it's beautiful. Okay. So now we have kind of those shadows in. So it's rounding our pot. So it making our pot look more rounded. I'm going to add a little bit more water to this upper part because I still feel like that's a little bit too dark. And I'm going to go in and I'm going to pick up some color with my larger brush and make that lighter. There we go. That's better. Okay. All right. Now let's go ahead and do our darker shadow across the base right here. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and take my detail brush. I'm going to take this dark and I'm going to bring it across the bottom right here. And then just kind of close that in as much as possible. Still feel like this needs to be a little bit darker right along here. There we go. All right. Now let's dry all of this. Make sure it's all dry. We still need to do a little bit more shadowing on this part. So let's go ahead and dip into that brown again and bring that shadowing here. I missed that. And while it's still wet, add in some of that brown directly right on the edges. To darken those up. Okay, just play with it. Play around with it until you love it. Okay. All right, so there's our first pot. Let's go ahead and move on to this one. We're gonna do another base color of our off-white. Okay, so we're gonna take a white. Hang on, let me clean this really quickly so we can get a clean palette area so that all right. So we're going to take our white. Let me just dump my water. Get some clean water so you have a nice clean water to get into your white because you don't want to mess up your white by adding color to it. Get some white. Mix it on your palette there. And then get your bisque color. Rinse your brush. Get some of your bisque color. Mix it in with that white, and you're going to come up with that same off-white color that we started with earlier. Okay, if it's too much of the bisque color, add some more white to it. I got a little bit too much bisque in mine. There we go. Okay, and we're going to go right up underneath here. We're just going to do this part. The little scallop. Go up underneath the scallops. Okay. Okay, once you have that done, we're going to go and take our brown, our burnt umber. We're going to go right along the edges. Ooh, that was too much. Sorry, guys. I want to do that. Right along the edge. And slightly under the scallops. Just to kind of give it that shadow. Same thing here. Okay, so we kind of have those shadows right there. And we want more shadows kind of in the corners than any other place. So kind of make those corners kind of stand out. Now rinse your brush, dry it off, and just control that however you need to. Okay, so now we have kind of those shadows in the corners like we want. Okay. All right, now let's dry that. Okay, and we're gonna go in with our detail brush now. We're going to take our dark brown and we're going to get this as dark as we can. Okay, and we're going to draw our strings across. So we're going to go like this right here. We're going to crisscross those some. And again, like that. Okay. Then we're going to do a little kind of a curvy line here and a curvy line here. That's our tie. And then now we're going to do our little tag. Okay. So to do our tag, we're going to draw a square. It's going to be like just below those two little lines. Just like that. And our shadow for those is going to be on this left side or this right side. So wash your brush off and just have wet water and just kind of blend that line so it has a shadow. And if you don't get enough out of that, then add a little color to it. But you want that one to kind of have a bit of a shadow under it. Okay, so it kind of looks like 3D. Okay. Now, take your dark again and get it as dark as you can, just like you were doing your strings. And we're going to do one more that's going to be right here in the center. That's going to, oh, too much water. It's going to come down right like that. And it's going to, we're going to make our hole, our circle. Like that. Okay. And that is our string. Now we're going to bring our string out. So just go ahead and make like a bow and down. And then a bow here and down. Like that. Okay. We're going to take our pink that we mixed up earlier and we're going to do our heart right here in the middle. Just like that. How cute. Now let's do our sew lines with this really dark brown again. So we're just going to do little dashes or dots. Ooh, those are too much. Okay, just like that. All right, now. I know it is satisfying to clean your palette. I just saw that comment come through. That's funny. Hey, Barbara, how are ya? All right. So now let's switch back to our meet-in, number 1. And we're going to use that same pink to do the scalloped part of our lid of our pot. Okay, so go ahead and dip in that pink that you've already mixed up and fill in the scallops. And fill in the top. As well. Now, once we've got that done, we want, while it's wet, and if it's dried, then go ahead and add water to it because you want it to be wet for this part. We're going to blend some of the red to darken up the edging. And do that while it's wet so it blends. Okay, if it needs more water, add more water to it to get it to blend. Okay. Okay, then we're going to do that same thing right across here with the red. Just get a little bit there. And then we're going to darken this up a lot. Okay, so we're going to take this, make it wet, and go ahead and we are going to add in, you know what, hang on, let's dry that first. Let's dry the scallop first because it'll mess it up and we don't want to do that. So let's let this dry. Perfect. Now, let's go ahead and wet this top part. Okay, and we are going to add some of this dark brown. Okay, then you're going to rinse your brush and you're going to kind of spread that through. Because remember, we've got dirt in here. Okay, so you still have a little bit of the red. And then go right up across the bottom here. With the brown. Okay, so you still have that hint of red, but you have your dirt in there. Okay, just like that. Okay, and let's dry that. Okay. All right. How are we doing so far? You guys give me some feedback. Hey, Nicole. How are you? Thank you, Angel. Okay. Now we're going to do this one. So again, we're going to go back into that off-white that we've mixed. So dump your water. Make sure you have nice clean water before you get back into that. Okay, reach over and grab some of that off-white and get your whole, do the whole thing. In that off-white. Okay, sorry guys. All right, am I back? Sorry. I wasn't paying attention, and because the phone was above my head and my battery died on my phone. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I apologize. Normally I plug it in before I start, and I don't know why I didn't do that. I just to be safe, even if it's fully charged, I plug it in. So I just wasn't paying attention. My neurodivergency kicking in. I want you guys to know that I ordered some of the kind patches that are for focus. I have not got them in. I do not know if they will work. Although I feel like they will, because the other ones I've really loved. But I ordered some, so when they come in, you guys will have to tell me if you notice a difference and whether my brain is on or not. Okay. All right, so let's get back to it. We were on this one. Now let's go ahead and add in the dark areas that we need to add in at the top. So I'm going to wet this little lip part right here first. And we'll do that first. We need some brown on the edges. Dry your brush. Blend it out. We need a little bit across the bottom here. I want these to be a little bit darker. Dry your brush. Blend it out. Okay, now let's go ahead and dry that. Thank you, Brush Strokes. We are working on a Valentine's Day card. All right. Now let's do the top part where we're going to have our dirt. And just get it wet. Remember, we're going for glistening, not drenched and not dry. Let's add in the brown. Rinse your brush. Spread it out. Okay, and go a little darker in the corners and at the base. Just play with it until you like it. And once you get it there, dry it. Hit it with the heat gun or the blow dryer or whatever you use. Okay, and dry that out. Okay. Okay, now it is time to shift over to, we'll do our flowers last, but we're going to shift over to our Grabby multi-liners. And I'm going to use the 005 to start. Okay, this is waterproof, so if we have to add water later, which we are going to have to do with some of these, so we will be able to do that with no problem. Okay, so here's how we're going to do this. We're going to start putting in some shading and some outlines so that we get our more of a 3D kind of look on this, because we want these edges to show. So we're just going to kind of sketch through here, and I'll explain what I'm talking about in a minute. Bring this down. I'm not going to go all the way up because we're going to do that flower, so I just want to kind of go around the edge first. All right, now we want kind of a little bit of a lip right here, so we're going to go under here with a very light kind of touch there. Okay, same thing here at the bottom. Just give it a little bit of a curve. Okay, and then we're going to go down the sides. And we're going to take the corner here, kind of bring that out like that. Okay. We just want to kind of make this look more round by adding these extra little details. Okay. Yep. And then we're going to add our hearts in there. I'm going to add my hearts in with my glitter pins, so that's why I haven't added those yet. Okay. Any other place that you feel like it may need a little bit of detail, just go in and lightly add it. Okay. because it's just going to add more life to it. So don't be shy about adding detail into your pots. Okay. All right. Here we're going to go in. I'm not going all the way up to the flower because we're gonna have to go over that, so. But I am going in and I'm gonna do my little circles. For my scallops there. And I'm gonna go right up underneath this, kind of give that a little bit of a lip. Okay. I'm gonna go along the edge here. Okay. And then I'm gonna give that just a little bit of a corner. You just follow the contour of your drawing, so to make these little details. Okay. So far, okay. We good? Making sure I'm still on. Okay. Next one. Again, we're just gonna give ourselves a little bit of outline. I'm not going all the way up to the flower because we're gonna be doing that in a minute. I'm gonna give it an inside little lip. And then around. Go up underneath it. And okay. And then you can go into the edges of these if you want and just kind of intermittent outline. Don't do them like fully, just enough to kind of highlight the stripes. And even some of these shadows if you want. Okay, like that. Okay, well, there we are with our little flower pots. Okay, now we are going to move into the flowers. Are you guys ready for that part? Okay, let me put, let me get my palette back and let's put everything back into place so I don't forget where everything goes. Although I do have my swatch cards, so that wouldn't be a problem, but let's start from scratch. Okay, so now we're gonna need our greens for the leaves and the reds and pinks. Okay, so we're still gonna need this section right here that we had. We're gonna need this section still. And we're going to need the green section right here. Okay, for now. We'll probably need the white some too. So I'll go ahead and pull that white just in case. Okay. All right. Let's do the green first. I'm going to take my Meeden #1. And I'm going to go into the green, which is the not the olive green. It's the jade green. And I actually think that's too much. That jade green's going to be too much. I'm not going to use that. I'm going to use the olive green. And I'm going to mix it with some white because it needs to be soft. Okay? So we're going to take the olive green, rinse your brush really good, get some white, and mix it in. We want it to be soft. We might even mix some of that bisque color in just to give it that that mother color that we used earlier. So mix a little bit of the bisque in there too and come up with this really soft green. You know what? I need my palette to mix this because I need a lot of this. So let me pull my where is my little one? Here it is. All right. We're going to do this, guys. Okay. I'm going to put it in here and get some of this. Okay, now I'm going to rinse that. I'm going to get some of the white and lighten that up. Okay, and now I'm going to take that bisque color because that was our base color. I'm going to get some of this bisque color and mix that in. And what that's going to do is it's going to make this color not clash because that was our base color on everything else. As long as we use that as our base color for our green, we'll end up with a really good cohesive green. Okay. Now we can make this lighter by going in here and adding in any more white if we want to. But because we have that mother bisque color in here, we will have the right, they won't clash. I don't know what term I'm looking for, but it's called, I just use I call it a mother color, but so now we can go in and we can lighten it up and we have this very light greenish color. I love the olive too brush strokes. It's literally one of my favorites. If I go for a green, it's usually the olive. So, okay, so here's how we're going to do this. Now that we've done the mixing that we need, and you guys, I'm out of water. Hang on one second. Let me get some more of my water. I have to have water. Sorry. This holds a lot of water. These Meeden paint toilets, if you don't have one, they're awesome and they hold a ton of water, so they last a long time. That one I actually have it filled up in 3 days. That's the first time I filled it up in 3 days, and I've been using it a lot. So, okay. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my small Funto brush, if I can find it. Right here. I believe this is the small one. The 10. Okay, and I'm going to wet it. I'm going to see. No, that's not the small one. This one's the small one. It's the 4. Okay, and I'm going to put it in here. These make great leaves, okay? So here's how we're going to do that. Hang on, let me show y'all these brushes because these are really cool. I don't pull these out super often, but I love the fact that I have them because when I need them, they're perfect. They're the perfect brush for what I need. So these are them. They are the Fumui, I guess is how you pronounce it, professional brushes. And they are amazing for like leaves and things like that. Florals. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to start at the base of this right here. And we're going to press and lift and drag down. Okay. So you can see that you end up with this amazing little leaf. I'm not going to worry about that because we're going to mix that together in just a minute. So, again, they hold a ton of water and this feeds to the tip. Okay. So now we're going to press. We're going to do that same thing. We're going to press from here, press and lift, and then drag down. Okay. So we end up with these. I'm going to go ahead and get this stem done. And then again, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to press and lift and bring it down. Press and lift and bring it down. So you get these cute bent leaves here. Just like that. Okay. Now I'm going to rinse that brush and I'm going to reach over and get my Meeden number 1. And I'm going to take some of our brown that we used in the base while it's still wet. And I am going to take some of this and I'm going to add it right here. And it's going to feed up into the stems. You don't want too much, just enough to kind of bring it together. Okay, so it's kind of just mixing that together. Okay, now go ahead and take some of the olive straight out of the container, not mixed, and add that in at the base of each leaf as well, and down the stem. Okay. Very good. Now dry it. Okay, and we're going to go back in now with that olive and define that stem out a little bit more. And we're going to define those leaves. Okay, so just darken it in where you feel like it needs some shadows. I like the under parts of my leaves to be a little bit more dark. But nothing has to be perfect because it's a leaf, so just kind of give it a feel to it. Okay. And then kind of blend that green out into the dirt so it smooths that around. So it kind of looks like it's planted. Okay. And dry that off. And then we're going to do our heart at the top. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and rinse your brush. Let's grab our red again. Let's put it in here. I like these little ceramic palettes a lot. Add some water to it. Okay. All right. Now go ahead and get your bisque color. Remember, we want that mother color in there. Bisque was our base for everything else, so that's what we're going to use. Add that in. It's just going to make it match. Okay. So the darker lines on the leaves is for a shadow since it's only on that one side. Yes. So what I did was, yeah, right here is the top. So the light source is coming from here. Does that make sense? That's why all of our shadows on our jars are that way. Does that make sense? Light source is hard. That's probably the hardest thing that I have had to learn, and I still have not learned it really well. So I still struggle with that a lot. I don't know about you guys, but light source is really hard for me. Okay. All right. So we're going to take this pink now that we've got it mixed with our bisque, and we're going to just do a full, like do the whole heart with that color. And leave just a little bit of, actually don't, just do the whole thing like this. Well, I'll show you what I'm talking about in a minute. So if our light source is coming from the left, we're going to have a highlight on the left side. Okay, so go ahead and fill this in like this. Now dry your brush completely and just lift some of that color right here on this side. Okay. So you have kind of a highlight right there. Okay, then take that red, add some of the pure red. Don't dilute it on this side right here. Okay, and now dry that. So now see our light source is coming from here, so you have that highlight on the left side. And we'll add details to this in a second. So, all right, so let that dry. Now let's move on to this. We're gonna take our detail brush now, which is going to be, actually, no, we're not. We're gonna use the Fumi brush again because it'll feed really evenly to these lines. So go ahead and get your Fumi brush back out if you have it. If not, just use your detail brush. And we're gonna just take our lines down. Okay, just like that. Okay, rinse your brush, take your detail brush, reach into your pink here that you've already got mixed, and let's add those hearts. Add in a little bit of the red on the right side, so it kind of has some shadow to it. Then again, pink. Red. Pink. Red. Pink. Y'all, I was doing my quiet time this morning, and it was about how God gives us the ability to do certain things, and we have to be obedient to that calling, and to remember that even if we don't feel equipped for it, He's going to make sure that we are. And it got me to thinking about how when I first started doing these lives, and I felt so inadequate to be able to teach any kind of art because I'm a nutritionist, not an artist. And He reminded me about how there are different seasons of life, and in every season He has a purpose for us. And so as those of us who are my age, you know, in our midlife, where we're heading into this season of maybe feeling like we are less than important because we're getting older, that those seasons of our life are just as important as the earlier seasons of our life, and that he has a purpose for us regardless of what phase of life that we're in. That we need to remember that if we are still here on this earth and we are still breathing, no matter what season of life we're in, God has a beautiful, amazing purpose for us. And in that season, he is going to make sure that we are equipped and ready for that task. I just loved that message that he gave me this morning. I'm using the solid olive right now to go and darken up these. Just give these lines a little bit of detail. I just felt like that was something that I really needed to hear from God this morning. Because, as we get older and, for so long I taught children, and children are amazing for your self-esteem because they're like, oh, I love you, Coach Ellen, you're the best, the whole thing. And then when you lose that, sometimes you tend to forget that your worth and value is not in what you do, but it's in who you are in Jesus. And he just reminded me this morning that, it doesn't matter what my if I'm ministering to children, or if I'm ministering to adults, or if I'm ministering to a Sunday school class or whatever, my purpose is just to be a blessing to those around me. And it doesn't matter if I'm doing that as a coach or as an artist or as, a Sunday school teacher or, whatever. And he's going to make sure that we find our place and that we find our purpose, because he doesn't have us here for nothing. I'm using this darker brown that we used at the beginning to kind of blend these stems in here. I don't want too much though. So I just thought that was a really nice message this morning. So I hope that touches somebody here, because he put it on my heart to share it with you guys. So yes, Gina, absolutely. He is absolutely incredible to remind us how much he loves us. And on this Valentines, week, I think it's important for us to remember that his love is, so much bigger than we could ever possibly imagine. One of the things that he reminded me this week was that sometimes he says no because he does love us so much. And there are so many times in my life that I've thought, I'm just putting clear water in this one now because we're going to go with a lighter color for this. But he does put in, he loves us like a father. And, there are times, just like yesterday when I was telling you about my grandson, he was working on a project and he wanted the X-Acto knife. And because he really needed to cut this square out of this box, and I was busy doing something else and couldn't do it for him. And I kept telling him no, he couldn't play with the X-Acto knife because it was too dangerous for him. And yet he insisted on using it anyway, without my permission and without me knowing. And he ended up slicing his arm and having to get stitches. Well, in that same way, God sometimes has to tell us no to things. And we have to remember that he isn't telling us no to deprive us from something that we want, but he's telling us no because it's for our own benefit and our own good. And it's hard sometimes to see that. But the truth is that he loves us so much that he loves us enough to tell us no if he has to. So, that was one of those things that he reminded me of the other day. And I was just like, what if he's not telling us no to be mean, but he's telling us no because he is so good. And I guess that's the lesson in it, because he is our father and he wants to keep us safe, and he's our biggest fan. So he wants us to have the things that we want. Like, I wanted Jackson to be able to make that project. It was just that I was busy and couldn't help him with the X-Acto right at that moment. So he was needing to wait. And sometimes we don't want to wait on God. and we would just want to do it ourselves, and then we end up with stitches, right? So I think that that was just it's just a good lesson to remember that, you know, it's not usually a no because he doesn't want us to have it, because he is our biggest fan and loves us so very much that he wants us to have everything that we want as long as it's for our good. So sometimes it's just no in this moment. Wait until we're ready. Yeah, exactly. Wait until we're ready. I agree with that fully. And I think sometimes we just get impatient. And, you know, that was a really good lesson for me yesterday when he cut himself. It just kind of reminded me, because he was like, well, you wouldn't let me have it. And I was like, it wasn't that I didn't want you to have it. It was that I didn't want you to have it right then because I couldn't help you with it. You know, I'm just lifting some of this color so that we have that highlight with this lighter pink. You know, and then it just kind of hit me like, you know, I do that to God all the time. I'm like, but I want this right now. And he's like, if you'll just hang on a second, you know, you can have it, but you need to wait because I can't help you with that right now. You know, not that he can't help me, and that's not what I mean, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Like, he's like, hang on, it's not time for you to have that yet. So. All right, we're going to put our stem in, and then we are going to do our leaves. Now, our leaves for this one, we're going to do with our detail brush, and we're going to just bring it out, and we're going to make big leaves like this. Okay. And I am going to add in some of that bisque color on top of that, just because I want it to be a little lighter. And I'm doing it while it's wet. There we go. Okay. Same thing here. I'm gonna go and just draw that big leaf. Just like that. Add in the bisque over the top. And then to offset the fact that that brown is behind those leaves, and we don't want that to be that way, I'm going to take the olive, the direct olive, and I'm going to put it at the base right here. And I'm going to let it kind of go up and kind of overpower that brown, so you can't really see it. And I'm going to blend that up into the leaf. Okay, just like that. So now you've got it looking like it's going in front of that pot. Okay, just like that. All right, let's go ahead now and get our grabby multi-liner. Brushstrokes, I'm using the Meeden paint set. It's product number 2 right here. I'm just mixing them. I've just got them pulled out because they come out in sets of 6. They also come out individually. If you wanted to pull them out individually, you could do that as well. But I just pull them out in sets and I mix them. So I'm mixing them in my little meat and mixer. But it's the 96 color palette that I have. And I just pull them out as I need them. Okay. You are so welcome. All right. So I'm using the Grabby Multi-Liner now. It is the 005. So I'm going to put that right here for you guys. And we are going to go ahead and get some highlights on these. So let's go ahead and outline. Okay. And we're just going to kind of bring that down. And I'm not doing these fully. I'm just giving them some shading. So just know that I'm not fully outlining these. I'm just giving it some details. Okay, and we will add in some colored pencils in a minute to fix some of this oddness, some of this that looks kind of strange. We didn't put any leaves in this one, but I think it's fine the way it is. So just give your heart some details. Bring them down into the stems so it kind of blends into the stem like that. I mean, you could put leaves in this if you wanted to. Obviously, you can do what you want. It's your art. I'm just not gonna. Okay. And then here. Again, I just follow the contour to give this detail. Okay. All right, so there is our hearts. Now just so you know, if you wanted to stop here, you totally could. Gina, this is such a cute card. I enjoy getting inspiration from your lives to actually. Aw, thank you, Gina. I'm so glad. I know, me too, Kaylin. I love outlining because that kind of just brings it to life. Okay, now you could stop right here, do some splatter, call it a day, and be done. I, however, am not going to do that because you guys know I'm going to put some colored pencils on here before I splatter. So we're going to shift to our colored pencil and colored pencils, and we're going to pull those colors out. So let me pull out my pinks and reds so that we can get the right colors that we need. All right, so what I want is, this definitely is a good, actually this one right here is a good pink to have. This is called Bright Pink. Okay, so we want to pull that. We also want a very, very light pink, which is going to be this right here, which is Sakura. And then we need something that is going to be, that's not going to be it. Hang on. Something that's going to kind of be in the middle there, which is going to be probably that. I don't know. That's a little bright. Let's see. Nope, I think that looks good. And then maybe one of these. And then probably this right here. I think that's the color I was looking for. Let's move this out of the way. All right, those are the colors that we're going to use for our pinks. Okay, so let me show you what they are. Okay, so we have Sakura, which is the light pink. We have then light pink. We have pink, and we have bright pink. So we have 4 different colors of the pinks that we want, okay? Now, we're not going to use all 4 on everything, but we are going to use for this right here, okay, we're going to use the light pink first, and we're going to go with a light touch all the way across the stripes, guys. So we're doing a very light, or not very light, but just light pressure. Okay, sorry, my stomach's starting to growl because I'm getting hungry, y'all. Okay, light pressure. Then we're going to take the next pink, which is the light pink, and we're going to go in light pressure about halfway, or not halfway, but about 3/4 of the way in on both sides of the stripes. Okay, then we're going to take the, I'm going to take the dark pink. I'm going to skip that middle, and we're just going to go kind of on the sides here. Just barely in with the dark. Again, this is light pressure. Okay. Now, go back with the light and go with medium pressure all the way across. Okay. Then the medium pressure. And then dark, medium pressure. Okay, now we're going to do heavy pressure. Thank you, Stacy Lee. All right, so now we're doing heavy pressure. Heavy pressure with the medium. and then heavy pressure with the dark. And I'm going to take that right up underneath the lip here of this as well with heavy pressure. Okay. All right, so you see how that kind of made that look more rounded? Okay, now we could even take a darker pink. Let me try this dark right here. Let me sharpen it because I need it to be very, very sharp. Or even a red if we wanted to. We could use a red, a dark red. Let me try the dark red. Like this color. This is a super dark red. And we could go right up underneath here with just enough of a shadow and right in the corners. To kind of just bring that out a little bit more and go right along the edges of these stripes. Oh, sorry, I was pressing too hard. Okay, and that just gives it a little bit even more of a shadow there. Okay, now we're gonna take our brown. I'm gonna take a dark brown and an ochre color, which are gonna be right here. This is the burnt umber and this is the dark yellow. Okay, and I'm gonna go, actually I don't want the dark yellow, hang on. I want the, hang on, let me find a better brown. I'm gonna go with this. Let's see. I'm gonna go with this. This is brown olive. Yep, that's what I need right there. Okay, and we're gonna go just slightly in the corners with this. This is light pressure. Okay, so we have light pressure with this right here. And then we're going to go with this darker brown, which is the burnt umber. And we're not going to come out as far, but we are going to give it that shadow. So just barely. Okay, just like that. And then we're going to go back in with medium pressure. Okay, back in with medium pressure with the dark. So you see what this colored pencil is doing? It's really just bringing this more, it's making these look more rounded. All right, Angel. And it's giving it more of a more depth. It doesn't look so flat. Okay. Again, we're going to go in now. We're doing heavy pressure. And then heavy pressure with the dark brown. Which is just on the edges. Okay. And then what we're going to do with this dark brown is heavy pressure in the corners of this right here. Okay. So that kind of gives that a shadow as well. Now take your white and blend out the edges of all of this with heavy pressure. Okay. Nice. Okay. Now we're going to go up here to the heart. Okay. And we're going to take the light pink and the bright pink, and we're going to take the dark brownish red. So these are the three we're going to use for the heart. Okay. And we are going to go in with this right here with the light pink, light pink over the whole thing. Not the highlighted part. We're going to save that. We're going to do this light pink here. Okay. And then we're going to do the dark, but we're not going to go down as far. We're just going to kind of give this some... Okay. And we're going to do the dark. And we're just going to do that right around the edges. Just bring it out just a little bit so that it's got a little bit of shadowing. Okay, like that. Okay, I'm going to do that again. I don't need that. Move that out the way. I'm going to get confused. All right, there we go. All right, medium pressure this time. The light medium pressure in the middle. Okay, and then the dark. Okay, and again, heavy pressure. And then heavy pressure with the medium pink. And the way that you do this is you do these 3 layers because it blends it out in a really nice ombre blend, so you don't end up looking with all these harsh lines. Okay, you end up with this beautiful blend that doesn't have a bunch of harsh color changes. Okay, like that. Okay. Now I'm going to go back. I kind of got out of lines a little bit right here, so I'm going to go back with my multi-liner and just kind of fix that. Like that. Not that it matters because it doesn't have to be perfect, but okay, we're going to do some splatters anyway. All right, now we don't need to do anything with these little hearts because we did our blending with our watercolors there. But let's go ahead and blend this right here with our 2 browns and do the corners of our pot. So we're going to do this with our dark. Just bring that out with our dark brown. And then blend it with our medium brown. So we kind of have that there. Okay, now with our jar, we're just going to go right across, like right here in the corners with our light. Color, okay? And we're going to kind of go along the sides. Like that, okay? Okay, now we're going to go in with our dark. We're just going to basically outline. And then just a little bit in right here. Outline. A little bit in right here. And then outline. And then a little in at the corners. Okay, just like that. Okay, now we're going to do medium pressure. We'll do it in the same areas though. Okay, so we're going to go medium pressure here. Okay, then take your dark, medium pressure. Okay, and again, heavy pressure. Okay, and heavy pressure dark. Okay, all right, now what we're going to do, take the white and blend out the edges. Okay, and now you have the shadow on there. Now we're going to take our dark red which is, here it is, dark brownish red. And we are going to take our corners of here and just blend those down. And then just go right up underneath the scallops. Okay, take your medium pink and go in the middle like that, and then take your light pink right in the middle. Just like that. Okay, now we have that one done. Now we're moving on to this one. Now this one's going to be a little bit trickier with the colored pencil. We're going to have to use white and light pink and maybe just a teeny tiny bit of this pink. I don't have another light pink that's light enough, I don't think, for that. Maybe the first one that I picked, that first fluorescent pink that I picked, might work. But we'll see. But you guys, that is what I'm saying when I say I like 240 choices in colors, because honestly, even 240, sometimes you come out with less, you still come out with needing a different color that you don't have. I do brush strokes. I use pencils in all of my art. So this was the tutorial 2 days ago. This was last night's little peacock tutorial. We used it then. This was last week. We used it then. Thank you, baby. What is that?
Badges.
Oh, okay. So, and I use colored pencils to do the shading in most of my stuff. So this one does not have shading, colored pencil shading in it. So you can do it without the colored pencils. I just like the colored pencil shading. I think it looks prettier. So, okay. Okay. So, thank you. I love the dog too. He's my favorite. All right. So let's go ahead and get let's do our light. First, we're going to do white. Okay. So we're going to go over the whole thing with this white. Okay. And then we are going to do the light pink. And we're only going to do that in the areas that we don't want highlights. Okay. And then we're going to use the light pink. And we're just going to go around the edges slightly. Okay. And that's it. Now I'm going to go back with this light pink with a medium pressure. When you're doing light colors like this, you have to be kind of careful because you want them to blend really well. So medium pressure. Now I'm going to do medium pressure white over the top of that to blend this white section out in with that light pink. Okay. Now medium pressure with this other right here. So all this is doing is just giving it a little bit of depth is all. Okay. Now again, heavy pressure. And then And if you're still struggling, you can go ahead back with the white. And if you're still struggling, you can go ahead back with the white over the top of that one more time to blend it out. Okay, and so now we have that kind of 3D look on our light pink heart there. Okay, now time for our pot. So first we're gonna do dark brown in the corners here. And then light brown over the top. Okay, so we have that blend and shadow. That makes a huge difference, y'all. Okay, and now we're going to come in from the corners here. Just slightly. Okay, and then here. And here. Okay, and we're going to take the dark brown, come in, but just not as far. Outline down. And come in, but not as far. Outline here. Okay. Again, medium pressure this time. Okay. No heavy pressure. Let me sharpen this. Okay. These are just colored pencils, Char. They're pinned right below. It's the 240 piece. And I use regular colored pencils over my, thank you, Audrey, over my watercolor for my shading. Okay. All right. So there we have that. Now what I'm going to do is first of all, I'm going to put these back so I don't forget where they go. Let me get those put away. Let me put my pinks back. Second, get these put away. Okay, these come in color families, guys. So you have your color families, like this is the pinks and reds. Each tray is a different color family. And the great part about it is that you are able to, oh, this is over here because I'm using it in something else right now, is that you get to, did this go here or did it go there? I think it goes here. You get 8 of these trays in this kit. So you get, hang on, you get your 6 primaries, and then you get neutrals, and you get blacks and grays. And they come in a tin to organize them and keep them nice and together in their little color families. So I really, really like this set. They're a very professional set. They are super buttery and blend really well. And I just really like them. So these are the ones that I use. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and blend this out with the white on the edges, just so that it looks a little smoother. Okay, and then we are going to now splatter this. Okay, I am going to get my multi-liner though and clean up a little bit of this just really quickly. Okay, I think that's good. Okay, oh, you know what I'm going to do first? Before we do our splatter, we are going to do the glitter pens. So I'm going to pull out my glitter pens. These are the wrong ones, so don't look at those. Those are not what I'm pulling out. I'm pulling out my 72 color set of the ZSCM glitter pens, which are right somewhere. Let me find them. Guys, okay, hang on. I'm gonna have to search because I've got a second. ZSCM. Just one second. Right here, these are what I'm going to be pulling out, okay? And they are my very favorite glitter pens that I own. They come in this little magnetic box, and then they come with this amazing little leather case. And hang on. Look at the colors in these, guys. You have your greens, your yellows, your purples, your blues, your skin tones. Like, how in the heck do you have a glitter skin tone? But you do. Okay, you have all of these amazing pins. But you do. Okay, you have all of these amazing pins. Your pink and your red. So we're going to pull out, and they have these little swatches. So you can color them. You put the swatches down in the pen like this. It slides down in the pen, so you know exactly what it's going to look like on paper before you even pull it out of the case. I love that. It's the best feature of any pen I own. They're retractable, so you don't have to keep up with a lid. And they have 4 times the amount of ink as a normal glitter pen, so they're going to last you a long time. Love these pens. We're going to pull the R09, and I'm also going to pull the R07. So these two. No, that's too close together. I'm going to pull a light color because this light pink is so beautiful, and you don't see that in a glitter pen very often. This is the 02. Okay, so the red 02 and the red 09. Okay, and we are going to put our hearts in now. So with the red 09 is what we're going to start with. We're going to add in our hearts to our pots. Okay, I'm going to do it here. Okay, then we're going to take the lighter one Oh, that's a pretty color. Y'all, these glitter pens are so high quality. They come packaged with high quality and they feel high quality. They write high quality. Like everything about them screams high quality. And these are the best. I love these glitter pens so much. They are my very favorite. And they dry fairly quickly within about 30 seconds. But you do want to be careful not to smear them while they're drying. So watch where you place your hands when you use them. Okay. So there's our glittery flower pot. Now I'm going to take this lighter pink and I'm going to go right along here with this glitter. So I have some shimmer right here on my heart. Because who doesn't want shimmer on their heart? Okay, let's take the red. And let's move over to here. And let's do just a little bit of a shimmer. In these. Okay. Maybe in the circles of my eyelet. Let's do a little bit of shimmer in the corners. Okay. And then here, we're going to do shimmer on the heart. Okay. And then we will do some shimmer in the corners. Just like that. We can even bring out some of the browns and do the shimmers and the browns too. Let me do that. Because we have the skin tone. So let's pull this one. This is going to be the brown skin tone 11. We use the skin tone 11. You are so welcome, Talia. I'm so glad that you were here this morning. I hope you enjoyed it. Ugh, that was painful. What was painful, Angel? Talia, I'm so glad that you joined us this morning. I hope you'll join us again tomorrow morning at 10. Set your alarm because we're going to be on again at 10 o'clock tomorrow. Oh, fueling the truck. The weather or the price, because they both seem like they both can be painful depending on where you're at in the country. All right, I'm going to bring this glitter brown out. Y'all, that sparkle looks so cool. Just a little bit of glitter there, a little bit of glitter there. All this is doing is just giving it a little shimmer. You don't have to do this part. Whenever I get a chance to use these glitter pens, I use them because I love these glitter pens so much. They are so my favorite. They literally are just like, it's like writing with butter. They're super creamy and smooth, and they write really, really well. And they sparkle amazing. Like, I love the sparkle that they have. There we go. All right. So we have all this beautiful shimmer sparkle. Now we are going to officially do our splatter and we will be done. All right. So I'm going to reach in. I'm going to grab my, let me put my paints back so that I don't get lost as to what goes where. This one goes here. And what did I do with my other one, y'all? Where is it? Here it is. Okay. All right. So they're all back in place. I'm going to use this pink shimmer right here at the top. It is the, sorry, my granddaughter got a hold of my swatch card. It is going to be this metallic Viva Magenta. That's what I'm going to use for my splatter. Okay. And I am going, so it's right here at the very top of the, right here at the top of the sparkles, the metallics. Okay, so you want to make sure you get enough water, get lots of paint and pigment on your brush. And then you are going to take another brush as your handle and just tap it and splatter wherever you want your splatters to go. Okay, just like that. And we are going to now blow this dry. Probably should have covered this so my hearts didn't get messed up, but that's all right. I'm not worried about it. Make sure it's dry. And now we have this gorgeous, shimmery Valentine's card to give to our friends and family. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on my scanner. I will be... Oh, this line was super long. Yeah, that sucks. I hate it when you have to wait. Brush strokes, I am Central Standard Time. So 10 o'clock Central Standard Time. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, I'm on at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. On Wednesdays, I'm on at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So that's my live schedule. And on the weekends, I sometimes pop on. Those are my tutorial lives. Now, when I do my nutrition stuff, it's different. It's whenever I have a chance to get on, I pop on and do my nutrition, my supplements and things like that. So, but for my art, then that's when I do my lives. Let's see. I'm going to grab my Grabby Multi-Liner. I'm going to use the 01. And I'm going to do my signature right here. Right there. Okay. And now I'm going to scan this on my scanner and I will print as many as I need. So I have the original that will go to someone, and then the scanned ones will also go to someone, to people as well. And what I will do on the scanned ones is I will go through and I will shimmer up this with the glitter pens so that it looks shimmery, because you don't really get shimmer on a scan very well. So I like to add the shimmer if I need to. So Talia, you've watched 500 minutes. Woot woot. Way to go. Holy cow, that's a lot. I can't even believe I've been on 500 minutes. Oh, goodness. Okay. All right, so any questions on this card that we did today? Normally we do our ACEOs, I know that, but I really wanted to do my Valentine's card and get it done so that I didn't have to do that separately. I was going to kill two birds with one stone and be finished with that. So that is done officially for me. That's one less thing I can mark off my checklist and be done. So any questions about any of the supplies that we used today? We used the Meeden. Hang on, let me pull this down so that I can see you guys. Okay, so we use the Meeden Watercolor 96 color palette, which is the product number 2 on our list right here. Okay, so we use that. This is 96 colors. It comes with 48 of your primary and secondary colors. They go from lightest to darkest, so you can shade really easily. And then also you get 30 of your metallics. You get 12 macaroons, and you get 6 of your neon colors. You get an eraser, 2 art sponges. You get a pencil and a brush. And then you also get this detachable mixing palette that goes right here, and it closes up when you're done, and you can just go right like that and be done. Okay, put it away and you're all finished. So that was the watercolors that we used today. They're creamy, buttery, very bright. I've had this palette, well, I've had the 48 color palette for 2 years, and I upgraded about 2 or 3 months ago to the 96 color palette. I love them both. They're both my very favorite palettes. I use them every day faithfully to do all kinds of stuff. So it's not just art. I do jewelry with them. I paint Christmas ornaments with them. I do all kinds of stuff with these, and they are absolutely my favorite paints. So that was the paints that we used today. We also used the Nick Pro pencil set. This is the mechanical pencil set that we use to draw everything with. This mechanical pencil set comes with the 0.5, the 0.7, the 0.9, and the 2.0 pencil sets, which means that you get all of your sizes that you need to draw with and stay consistent. You also get all of your leads, the hardnesses of the leads that you need, and you get your erasers, your kneaded eraser, and your small erasers. You get colored pencils for your 2.0s, everything you need to draw and sketch out your stuff in one easy kit that goes in this little container, which goes in my bag and goes with me everywhere I go, because I like to draw my day journaling. So if I see something out, I go ahead and throw it in my throw it in, go ahead and sit down and sketch it right away. Feels more like 100 days I've been watching. Yeah, you've been here since the beginning, Jamie. You've gotten to watch me evolve into and improve tremendously, and I appreciate your support. I'm so thankful that you're here. I always look forward to having you. Even when you're late, it doesn't matter. I don't care. Half the time I'm late too, and I'm the one who's doing this stupid live. So, Talia, you can send it to me in a private message, or you can also send it to me. I just followed you back. Sorry, I didn't realize I wasn't following you. I just followed you back. So now you can send it to me in a DM, or you can tag me in it if you want to. If you post it, you can tag me in it. I'm good at being late too, so that's no worries. Okay, let's see. So we used the pencil set. We also used the brush set, the medium brush set, which is right here. Love, love, love this set. It does not rust. It does not, it's designed so it reduces hand fatigue. You get 4 brushes in the set, the 1, 3, 5, and 7. And they keep their shapes really well. You can do detail work with these brushes. Like, they have so many good features. They're short, so you can control your strokes, all the things. So we use these, and the price of these is amazing. Way, way less expensive than a normal, like, single professional brush. You get the whole set for the price of one professional brush you would get at the store. So definitely, if you're looking to upgrade your brushes, which brushes matter, guys. And if you're looking to upgrade your brushes, you should definitely purchase these, because the price point is great and the quality of them is amazing. So we use those. We also use the Fumui brushes a little bit. Yay, Talia, I can't wait to see it. When I get off of here, I'll go look. Super excited. Okay. So those brushes are great. And then let's see. We use the Grabby multi-liners for our detail work, and those are waterproof, so we don't have to worry about them getting dirty or getting smeared or smudged. And then we use the colored pencils to do all of the shading work that we did to make these look more rounded and 3D. I need those pins. Which pins? The multi-liners? The grabby multi-liners? You can also get the Sakura ones. Either one work. These work, which are great. And they have the colors. And then also the Sakura ones are really good as well, which are... Let me find those for you so you can see them. These are just basically the basic microns. But they are really nice because you get all of your black sizes in these. So the microns, honestly, that brand is more well known, I think. But these are really, really good as well. So I have both sets. As you can see, I have my grabbies here. And then I have all of my Sakura and microns here and here. I have a lot of microns because I use them a whole lot. But those are the watercolor ones, or waterproof ones. And you definitely need a waterproof black pen. I mean, even if you just get one micron pen, you don't have to have the whole set, but you definitely need at least one. Yeah, because if you outline with your paint and then you put water over it, it's going to smear. So you want to be careful with that. You can do that and it works just fine. You just need to remember your layers and know that that's going to be the last layer that you do if you do that. Just make that your last layer. So instead of when I get out my grabby pen and I do all the detail work and then I do the shading, do your shading first with your pencils and then do the outlining detail work with your brush last so that you don't smear everything. That would be the only, advice that, just remember to do that with in the right order, I guess is what I'm trying to say. It's fine. I learned all of that as I went, so no worries. Okay. So that is everything that we used today. If you guys have any questions, we also talked about these. I'm going to put these here just because I'm going to start this one more time because you guys asked about this earlier and I have flash sale codes for these. Oh, Talia, yeah, I'm sure it turned out beautifully. I have no doubt whatsoever. And you guys, I just got these in. I'm so excited that I just got this box in from them. And I am stoked about it. So I'm going to do an unboxing with you guys while this flash sale runs because, and I know I don't normally do this in my art tutorials, but you guys were asking about these earlier today. And while I was on live, I got this from Kind. So I want to show you guys what they sent me. I have no idea what this is. So I'm excited. Because I didn't order this. So it must be something they sent me for being one of their people. And it's such a big box. I just can't imagine what it could be. You are so welcome, Brushstrokes. And anytime, like I said, I'm on here Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday at 10 a.m. doing watercolor tutorials or art tutorials. And then I am on Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. All of that is Central Standard Time. And I would love to have you anytime that you want to join us. We like to have people who are artists in here to help us because I'm not a professional artist. I'm self-taught. And I just learn as I go. So, whoops, I'm probably not supposed to be showing y'all my address. Didn't realize it was on there. But I am now going to open this up. Oh my goodness. This is so cute. Let's see what this is. Hang on. All right. So they sent me, energy patches. They sent me the unpuff patches. They sent me chill chewing gum, deep relaxation, green apple, sugar-free chewing gum. That's interesting. Yes, Heidi. Self-taught. I love being self-taught. Oh, this is that focus chewing gum, you guys. Oh, wow. These are treats, cookies and cream, protein bar treat. a 5-minute, the 5-minute journal. Oh my gosh, you know I'm going to use this, guys. Y'all know how much I love journaling. So that is definitely going to go into my journal repertoire. They sent me, what is this? This is, oops, Triple Glow Radiance Elixir for my skin. That's interesting. And then, oh, look at this, you guys. Wow, that's really nice. A little Kind Patches supplement tumbler to drink out of. That is exciting. I will definitely use that. Let's see what else they have in here. Oh, here's the straw for that. Put that in there. And then Super Glow Dew. I think that must be skincare as well. So I think that's everything. Oh my gosh, y'all, how cool is that? Oh, they've got their, yeah, they have a Super Brand Day coming up next week. Starting on, I think, the 15th. And they're going to be running some really good sales, like up to 60% off. So that is what this is for. So you guys will probably see me doing some things to promote those patches. But I do have a flash sale right now. So that flash sale code is still going for a short. I think I have 15 minutes still left on that flash sale. I'll run it for you guys in case anybody wants to grab some of those Kind Patches. I use the menopause patch, and I use the, hang on, I'm looking for my stand. I don't know what I did with it. Here it is. I use the Unpuff. I use the Sleep. And this one. I use the menopause. These are the metabolic balance patches. I use the Unpuff patch, and I use the berberine. Those are the 4 currently that I have on. And then I also use the other 2 that are in the menopause bundle at night. So I only use the mood one if I feel like I need it. If I need a little lift throughout the day, if I feel like my mood is kind of dropping and I'm feeling like a little blah, then I'll use the mood patch. And then the other one is the dream patch that I use, and it is the one that has the melatonin in it. So, and the ingredients in these are amazing. You get your dandelion root, your fennel seed, artichoke, and ginger root, which is going to help with supporting digestive health. Then you have the metabolic balance patches. That's going to be helping with supporting your metabolic health. It's got your orange peel extract, your bitter orange extract, and your grapefruit extract, and your green tea extract, which I love. Then you have the berberine patch, which we can all know, what that helps with. I'm not allowed to speak total truth on here, so I have to be careful. But you get pomegranate, berberine, cinnamon, vitamin B complex, your B1, B2, B3, B6, B9, and your B12. And then your L-glutamine and your chromium for this patch. And then this one just helps support looking and feeling better. That's what I say about that one. And this one is my favorite right here. This one has done so much for me and helped me so much with my the side effects that come along with my menopause. And I cannot tell you guys how much I absolutely love, love, love this particular patch. It is forever my favorite. It has your B complexes, or your B complex in it. And it also has your Dunkai root, which is what helps me, not you, it helps me. It's very important. I use my own experience so I don't get in trouble, but it helps me with those hot waves that I have. You get your licorice root, that also helps with that. Your black cohosh helps with that for sure. curcumin, phosphorus, selenium, and calcium. So this is just kind of to support that season of life that I happen to be in right now, which is menopause. And it has done this has done a world of good for me. The issue that I have had is I've tried a ton of different supplements to help me, and I've found very few that have helped. Now, this one and one other supplement that I'm taking right now has been amazing for me. But if I don't have to swallow a capsule, if I can put a patch on instead of swallow a capsule, I can assure you that that is where my, I'm going to go for that every time. Like, I would much prefer a capsule I would much prefer a patch than a capsule. And so that's why I love all of these patches from Kind. They are, transdermal. So you just put them on your skin, and then it's absorbed through the skin. The skin is the largest organ in the body, so it can absorb all of these nutrients without having to swallow a capsule. So I love it. And they have a ton of other ones too. I'm not going to go into all of that because this is my just ending of my art tutorial. But I wanted to offer that flash sale up for those of you guys who were wanting to take advantage of the flash sale. Because this is the absolute lowest price that they have right now. And honestly, it's lower than they had it for Black Friday. So it's a really good price on the patches. So that is my spiel on that. As a nutritionist, I like to, do my best to speak truth about supplements without overstepping into giving any kind of medical advice, because I do not do that. I always say talk to your doctor before you start any kind of supplement program. But as a nutritionist, I know how important it is for us to supplement and bridge the gap from what our body needs into what we get through our food, because we do eat, you eat food, but we're not getting everything that we need in our food. And so we have to bridge the gap between our needs and what we take into our body in our food. And supplements is that bridge. And so if you struggle with any kind of chronic anything, then generally it can be traced back to some sort of nutrient deficiency and can be, supported by supplement use. So that is my spiel as a nutritionist, and that is all I'm going to say about that. Okay. So any questions on any of the art supplies that we used in our tutorial today? This is what we just finished. I love it so much. I think we did a good job on this today. I'll be back on tomorrow at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time to do another art tutorial. We'll be back doing our ACEOs tomorrow, which are all of our little animals that we've been working on. So if you guys are wanting to do those art tutorials with us, bring your watercolors. Join me at 10 a.m. tomorrow Central Standard Time. We'll be doing that. Otherwise, I'm going to hop off of here and go make me some lunch and get me some nutrients for my body through that way. All right. So I am grateful for everybody who hung out with me today, painted with me today, purchased anything from me today. It's always, always helpful when you guys support my showcase, and I'm so thankful. Angel,